Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, my grandfather got off the boat from Austria with his father. So my great-grandfather and my grandfather got off the boat from Austria and landed in this country. And my grandfather was a coal miner in Pennsylvania. And so my father grew up with very humble means. They didn't have a lot. In fact, when I was in high school, he refused to buy me Levi's to wear to school, which he called dungarees, because when he was a kid, all the kids in his high school were wearing khakis, and he was forced to go to school wearing dungarees, and he felt humiliated because of that. And so he vowed, you know, that his children would never wear jeans. He would always make sure they had proper clothing, right? So it was a mental thing with him, a mental hitch. I'm going somewhere with this. A couple years ago, about three years ago, I turned down a job that would have been in an Asian country. It would have paid me a couple $100,000 a year. It would have come with a house, a big house, you know, marble floors, high ceilings, balconies, walled compound, maids, probably 2 maids, a driver, a gardener. There were 2 country clubs in that city. I'd have memberships to both of those country clubs paid for by the people who were trying to hire me. And, you know, it wasn't a job that was dangerous, right? And I turned that job down. And now I live here, right? My father thinks I'm nuts. I'm crazy. What are you doing, you know, son of mine, who had the opportunity to raise yourself, you know, in his mind, and now you're living in this shack that doesn't have electricity. I mean, I'm standing here by this window, you know, so that the light shines on me, right? And I'm trying to finish this house that really, some people have workshops bigger than the house I'm building. What are you doing? You know, is what he wonders. And what am I doing here? This house, as you see it now, is obviously not our intended or desired end state, right? We're trying to finish it as we can. But here's the deal. I am willing to make sacrifices, personal sacrifices, to do this. Obviously, I am. I do not have to live this way, right? Why am I doing it? Well, my number one reason is because I'm trying to get closer to the Father. We're trying to establish community and live in a community that allows us to be together and you know, have a deeper and more obedient relationship with the Most High, with God. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I realize I'm not you. I realize that. That's not where I'm going with this. The other thing is this. An added benefit, although it is certainly not our primary reason that we're establishing Shofar Mountain and that we're sacrificing, you know, and building our own and that kind of thing. An added benefit to that is the preparedness aspects of it. Now, right now, I'm living in a house without electricity, right? And it's dark out because it's raining. And right now, I have bare insulation on the walls, and, you know, I've got shelves, and my kitchen is just, you know, right now, it's just a set of, you know, I just threw that up so my wife would have something, work surface and stuff to work on. And it's all a work in progress here. That's not our desired end state. I've got cabinets I want to put in there and everything, and it'll end up looking nice. But you know, I don't have running water. I don't have a flush toilet. I don't have a shower. I told you I don't have electricity, don't have air conditioning, right? It's summertime in the Ozarks. Well, Pastor Joe, that's just horrible, right? You know, he said while he was eating ice cream, he pulled out of his freezer and, you know, hey, sweetie, turn the air conditioner down. It's getting a little warm in here, right? Then I'm going to go take a hot shower. I mean, I think about these things. I like these things. But think about what happens if an EMP goes off, or war starts, or just any one of, you know, several very serious natural catastrophes. Because there are those of you sitting there right now who say, probably on almost a daily basis, this whole house of cards is going to come crashing down. This economy cannot hold this, that, or the other thing. I mean, I read all kinds of internet forums where people talk about that all the time. And it's like, yeah, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this can't last. Well, I believe you. I believe that, eventually this whole house of cards is going to fall down. And when it does, the Shofarians, those of us out here on Shofar Mountain in our rudimentary living that we're doing now, are going to be relatively orders of magnitude above the people who are living in their McMansions or their townhouses or their apartments, where you can order Ethiopian food today. We're going to be orders of magnitude ahead of that because we grow our own food. Are we growing it all now? No, but we're trying to, but we grow food. We produce food. We've got meat and veggies, right? We have our own water. We've figured out how to deal without electricity. And yes, the propane will run out and the lamp oil will run out, but we'll have it longer than most people will. And when it does, we're more comfortable without it, right? So I think, and then we have people, right? Which I always talk about. Having people is going to be so important if this thing's catastrophic. You're going to have people. And so we're already working that, and we're working through the issues on that. And so it's a sacrifice, living here for hope of something better, perhaps. If you're a person who doesn't think any of this stuff is going to happen, this right here is nuts. It's crazy from a survival preparedness standpoint. If you're a person who doesn't desire a deeper relationship with the Father, and I need to caveat that too, because you don't have to live this way to have a deep relationship with the Father. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not giving any of you people who are deeply, devoted. You could live in the Bronx and still have a great relationship with the Father. All right, so don't misunderstand me there. But I get that people don't see things like I do. That's cool. I mean, that's fine. We're all created different. We all have free choice. He gave us free choice. But check this out. You can still do similar things to what we're doing here right where you are. You could build in your backyard, make yourself learn how to do it, a shed, right? A cabin. You could put some solar panels on it. You could start catching your own rainwater. You could buy some oil lamps and actually practice using them so you learn little tips and techniques and get comfortable with them. You could build yourself a composting toilet. Use it a couple times till you get comfortable with it, and then go back to your flush toilet. Spend a week trying to clean and bathe your body without going into your bathroom, right? Without using the water that you turn on the tap. You could practice all those things now so that if the event does happen, even though you're not living on a place like Shofar Mountain, you're still leaps ahead of people who either haven't thought about it at all or only give it, I thought about that, I could do this, but never actually practiced it. Because the things that you do well, I could read a book and not do it nearly as well as you do, right? If I don't already know how to do it. You actually have to get out there and get hands-on experience. It's the same with everything. And so I'm encouraging you. You don't have to live like this to have huge leaps ahead of people. Get out there, start practicing stuff now. Start practicing where you are for a grid down situation and try and see if you can do it, and it will then give you a boost above others around you. Am I trying to do a keep up with the Joneses? Ha, I'm better than you. No. I'm just saying you'll be better off for you and your family, and you know what? You may be able to help some people. You may be able to help your neighbors or that old lady or the new orphan, without a system to help those orphans. So, hey, some things to think about. You don't have to do this to still learn from this, right? That's where I'm trying to go to. All right, I'll see you out there.